Welcome to the channel. According to Paramatch, MMA fighting is the fastest growing sport financially around the world, or at least has been for the past 5 years. So upon seeing this announcement that the UFC and Vechain are partnering up in a $100 million deal, it came as no surprise that this deal is really big, right? Because of the growth of the UFC. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you some aspects of the deal, and I'm going to show you, but mainly the point of today's video is I think this information and this announcement and news is exactly what was probably needed to shut some of the Vechain naysayers up, but confirm what the believers and supporters of Vechain already thought to be true. So after I show you some of the aspects of the deal, I'm going to tell you really why this is a big deal, and this is the catalyst that will change everything for Vechain. So let's take a look at that deal. UFC taps Vechain as first official Layer 1 blockchain partner. The multi-year deal was reportedly worth $100 million. So that is a nice size deal right there. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the aspects of what's actually in the deal and what it contains. Then I'll go ahead and explain why this deal is going to shut a lot of the naysayers of Vechain up, and it's going to answer a lot of questions for the supporters of Vechain. So this information couldn't have come at a better time, especially with what's going on in the market. So first of all, just looking at what's in the deal, with an unprecedented level of integration into key UFC assets ranging from live events, including broadcast features and in-arena promotion, to original content distribution through UFC's popular digital and social channels. Now, the big thing is the reach. So for Vechain, we want to look at how many households they're going to reach. Well, it's right here. An estimated 900 million TV households in 175 countries. So the UFC broadcast is big around the world. So there's no doubt about that. I think everyone knows that by now. So just think about the audience that this is exposing Vechain to. Then it goes on to say, it's a historical moment when Vechain, the Layer 1 blockchain with the most enterprise adoption, joins forces with the fastest growing sport to raise awareness that blockchain technology is critical. Further on in this deal, and I do want to touch on real quick just the aspects of the promotional part. We know in blockchain technology that's massive. I mean, that really helps with adoption. So think about extending that audience to just more people who really start to understand that blockchain technology is a big deal. If you don't see it, then you're not going to know that. So this definitely helps. So think about all those UFC fans who know nothing about crypto now being introduced to none other than Vechain. Let's look at the social media reach. So right here it does say, as far as their digital platforms, in the UFC, reaching nearly 200 million followers worldwide. So I don't think it's any doubt at all, how big of a deal that is. I mean, when you see this article, that's the first thing people are going to point out is obviously the reach that comes with being connected to the UFC. So this is awesome. Okay, so you saw the aspects of the deal. First of all, a great example just in general is Crypto.com, right? We didn't know we were going to see Crypto.com on the roof of what used to be called the Staples Center. It really brought crypto into the limelight. Now, it's not that crypto wasn't growing already and adoption wasn't happening, but when you get to see it, it makes all the difference in the world. So now you take Vechain, right? A project that had previously already worked with companies like BMW, companies like Walmart, and many other companies. But those companies had been out of the country, right? At least speaking, out of the US. So that was a knock that many people make on Vechain. Although myself, I believe that that could draw, if it was successful, a connection to getting those partnerships with like Walmart US, right? But up to this point, fair enough, that has not happened. Why this is a massive deal. Think about the fastest growing sport in the world. And like I said, financially speaking anyway, you take that, you give it that exposure that we saw, the 900 million the 200 million, those different figures. You take that and then think about the fact that though it's in the U.S., right, and it's not an actual sustainability or supply chain project that it's teaming up with, all that marketing, all that branding, the chief supply chain officers, CEOs, leaders of companies in the U.S., well, they are fans of the UFC as well, right? The same way they're fans of basketball. So these little subtle moves for branding are such a big deal because it does make the idea of cryptocurrency more normalized. I do think this deal can help lead to an actual supply chain or sustainability type partnership in the U.S. for Vechain. Over time, they're just going to become more familiar with it. That is why this is such a big deal. But in fairness, speaking on Vechain, they do need to at some point get a solid, big partnership in the field of supply chain management and logistics and sustainability with a partner in the U.S. But I do believe this deal right here is going to be basically what lays the groundwork now for that to happen. And it's ultimately a big deal, multi-year deal. So this is great news for those who believe in Vechain. Let me know your thoughts on this deal. Do you think it's a big deal, or is it just another partnership that won't lead to anything for Vechain? Let me know in the comments. Also, I just started the Patreon. I've got 3 different tiers. I've been adding videos. I just started. I'll continue adding videos. Check it out. Link in the description. Also, link in the description to Unstoppable Domains. Go check that out. And Ledger Hardware Wallets. Thanks for watching the content. Check out some of my other content. And I will see you next time.